Single dad took a risk for his child. Love rewrote his fate. The world stopped turning the day Marcus Wilson
Like his
found
mom.
his 5-year-old daughter Lily unconscious on her bedroom floor, her tiny chest barely moving. What happened in the next 72 hours would challenge everything he thought he knew about love, sacrifice, and second chances. If this story touches your heart, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more powerful real-life journeys that remind us of our shared humanity. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that matter. Marcus had never planned on being a single father. At 32, his life had once seemed perfectly mapped out: successful architectural career in Boston, marriage to his college sweetheart Diane, and eventually, a house full of laughter and children. But life rarely follows blueprints. When Diane walked out just 3 months after Lily was born, claiming she wasn't cut out for motherhood, Marcus's carefully designed life collapsed like a house of cards. For 5 years, he'd somehow managed. He'd scaled back his work hours, learned to braid hair and bake birthday cakes, memorized the names of princess dolls, and mastered the art of chasing away monsters under the bed. His mother helped when she could, but her advancing arthritis made regular childcare impossible. His friends with children had their own chaos to manage. Marcus's world had narrowed to 2 points of focus: his daughter and his work, precisely in that order. The architecture firm where Marcus worked had been understanding at first. They'd allowed flexible hours and even remote work when Lily was sick. But as months stretched into years, patience thinned. The day before Lily collapsed, his boss had delivered an ultimatum: commit to the Tokyo project, a career-defining opportunity that would require 6 months abroad, or clear out his desk. "I can't leave my daughter for 6 months, Marcus had insisted, knowing the words might end his career. "Then I can't keep your position," his boss had replied, not unkindly. "You're brilliant, Marcus, but we need someone who can commit fully." That night, Marcus had sat at his kitchen table long after Lily went to bed, staring at his laptop screen as he searched for new job opportunities, anything that might accommodate a single father's schedule. The prospects were bleak. The irony wasn't lost on him: he designed spaces for others to thrive in, yet couldn't seem to construct a sustainable life for his own family. When he found Lily the next morning, her small body burning with fever, the world of architectural deadlines and career ultimatums vanished. The emergency room doctor's words hit like physical blows: severe pneumonia, struggling to breathe, need to admit her immediately. Hours blurred into days as Marcus kept vigil beside Lily's hospital bed. Her condition worsened despite aggressive treatment, her little body fighting an infection that seemed determined to win. When the specialist mentioned the need for a particular treatment not covered by their insurance, an experimental therapy with promising results, Marcus didn't hesitate. "Do it," he told the doctor, even as his mind calculated the catastrophic financial consequences. Their modest savings, the college fund he'd been carefully building, perhaps even selling their small house, all would be sacrificed. None of it mattered if Lily didn't survive. On the third night, as Lily slept fitfully connected to monitors and 4 lines, Marcus stepped into the hospital corridor to call his mother. He needed to hear her voice, to draw strength from her unwavering belief that things would somehow work out. As he paced the hallway, exhaustion and worry etched into every line of his face, he collided with a woman carrying 2 cups of coffee. "I'm so sorry," he mumbled, watching helplessly as coffee splashed across the institutional gray floor. "No harm done," the woman replied, her voice warm despite the late hour and the ruined beverages. "These were terrible anyway. The cafeteria coffee should be classified as a biological weapon." Something about her gentle humor in this sterile place of fear broke through Marcus's carefully maintained composure. To his horror, he felt tears welling in his eyes. The woman, Dr. Elena Sharma according to her ID badge, didn't look away from his moment of vulnerability. "Rough night?" she asked simply. "Rough year," Marcus answered, then found himself telling this stranger about Lily, about the experimental treatment that might save her but would certainly bankrupt them, about the job he'd likely already lost. Elena listened without interruption, her dark eyes thoughtful. When he finally fell silent, she said, "I'd like to check on your daughter, if that's okay. Pediatric pulmonology is my specialty." That night marked the beginning of a transformation in Marcus and Lily's lives. Dr. Elena Sharma wasn't officially assigned to Lily's case, but she began stopping by regularly. She explained medical jargon in terms Marcus could understand, brought real coffee from the shop across the street, and most importantly, made Lily smile with her collection of terrible jokes. "Why don't scientists trust atoms?" she asked Lily one afternoon. "Why?" Lily whispered, her voice still weak. "Because they make up everything." Elena delivered the punchline with such exaggerated enthusiasm that Lily's giggle, though soft, was the most beautiful sound Marcus had heard in days. When Lily began responding to the treatment, showing small but steady improvements, Marcus felt hope returning. He tried not to notice how his heart rate increased whenever Elena entered the room, how he found himself sharing stories about his life that he'd never told anyone else, how Lily's eyes lit up whenever Dr. Elena appeared. On the day Lily was finally discharged, Marcus faced the reality he'd been avoiding. His phone contained 3 messages from his now former boss expressing regret but confirming his termination. Their health insurance would end with the month. The hospital bills already totaled more than his savings. "We'll figure it out, sweetheart," he promised Lily as they gathered her things, though he had no idea how. Elena appeared at the doorway. "I heard someone's breaking out of this joint today." Lily beamed. "Daddy says I'm all better now." "Almost all better," Elena corrected gently. "You still need rest and follow-up appointments." She hesitated, then added, "Actually, I have a proposition for both of you." The proposition was unexpected. Elena explained that she was part of a research team studying innovative treatments for pediatric respiratory conditions. They needed participants for a long-term observation study, and Lily would be an ideal candidate. Participation would cover all related medical expenses, including follow-up care. Additionally, the research center needed someone to redesign their outpatient facility to be more child-friendly. "I may have mentioned to the director that I happen to know an incredibly talented architect who specializes in creating welcoming spaces," Elena said, her expression carefully neutral. Pride warred with desperation in Marcus's chest. "I don't need charity," he said quietly. Elena's response was immediate and firm. "This isn't charity. It's an exchange of value. Lily's participation helps our research. Your design expertise solves a problem we've been struggling with for months." She met his eyes directly. "Take the risk, Marcus." That risk, accepting help, starting over, allowing someone new into their carefully protected world, was just the beginning. Over the next months, as Lily regained strength and Marcus immersed himself in designing a space where children could heal comfortably, something unexpected flourished. Elena became a constant in their lives, first as Lily's doctor, then as a friend, and eventually as something neither Marcus nor Elena had been looking for but somehow found anyway. Their first official date was modest: take-out containers on Marcus's back porch after Lily had gone to sleep. Their conversation flowed from Lily's progress to Elena's research to childhood memories and future dreams. When Elena described losing her father to lung disease at 12, Marcus understood her passion for pulmonology. When Marcus confessed his fear of failing Lily as a single parent, Elena's respect for him visibly deepened. "You know what I see when I look at you too?" Elena asked. "I see a father who would move mountains for his daughter." "That's not failure, Marcus. That's the definition of success." As months became a year, Lily blossomed. The experimental treatment had worked better than anyone predicted. Her follow-up visits became less frequent, though her attachment to Dr. Elena only grew stronger. The research facility design Marcus created won an award for innovative healthcare spaces, leading to consulting opportunities with other medical centers. For the first time since becoming a single father, Marcus found himself in work that both fulfilled his creative passion and accommodated his most important priority, being present for Lily. The relationship between Marcus and Elena developed gradually, thoughtfully. Both carried wounds from the past, his abandonment by Diane, her loss of her father, and a previous relationship that had ended when her partner couldn't understand her dedication to her patients. They moved carefully, always with Lily's well-being at the center of their considerations. One evening, as they watched Lily chase fireflies in the backyard, Elena said quietly, "I never thought I'd find this." "Find what?" Marcus asked. "A family that doesn't make me choose between them and my calling." When Marcus proposed 6 months later, it wasn't with grand gestures or elaborate plans. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday evening while Elena helped Lily with her science homework at the kitchen table. Looking at them together, his daughter and the woman who had helped save her in more ways than one, Marcus suddenly knew with absolute certainty. "Marry us," he said simply. Elena looked up, startled. "What did you say?" "Marry us," Marcus repeated. "Me and Lily. Be part of our family officially." Lily's eyes widened. "Like you'd be my mom for real?" Elena's composure, the same steady presence that had guided them through hospital corridors and medical uncertainties, cracked completely. Tears spilled down her cheeks as she nodded, unable to speak. Later, after Lily had gone to bed buzzing with excitement about being a flower girl at our wedding, Elena and Marcus sat close on the porch swing. "You know, most people would have done the traditional thing, private romantic dinner, ring and champagne, down on one knee," Elena teased. Marcus smiled. "We've never been most people. Our story started in a hospital hallway with spilled coffee. It seemed right to continue being us." "I wouldn't have it any other way," Elena said, resting her head against his shoulder. Their wedding was small but joyful. Lily, radiant with health and happiness, scattered rose petals with such enthusiasm that several guests found flowers in their shoes for days afterward. Marcus's mother, moving more slowly but beaming with approval, wrapped Elena in a long embrace and whispered, "Thank you for bringing my son back to life." Elena's colleagues from the hospital formed an impromptu medical team at the reception, swapping their usual scrubs for formal wear but maintaining their habit of responding instantly when Lily demanded, emergency, piggyback rides across the dance floor. Life wasn't perfect. Elena still worked long hours. Marcus still worried about Lily. They argued about mundane things like loading the dishwasher and profound things like whether to have more children. But beneath these normal frictions ran a current of gratitude, for second chances, for risks taken, for love that had found them when they weren't looking. 2 years to the day after Lily's hospitalization, they returned to that same hospital, not as patient and desperate father, but to unveil the new pediatric pulmonology wing that Marcus had designed and Elena would help lead. Lily, now 8 and confidently introducing herself as a medical research pioneer, cut the ribbon with oversized ceremonial scissors. That evening, as they walked hand in hand through the new facility after the crowds had gone, Elena pointed out a small plaque beside the entrance. Marcus read the inscription aloud. "Dedicated to the children who inspire us to take risks, and to the love that rewrites our fate when we do." "Did you do this?" he asked, touched by the connection to their personal journey. Elena shook her head. The hospital board chose the wording. But maybe some stories are universal. Maybe we all need to be reminded that our greatest risks can lead to our greatest rewards. As they stood there, a young mother rushed through the doors cradling a wheezing child, fear written across her face, the same fear Marcus had known. They watched as the medical team responded with calm efficiency, leading the family to treatment. "They'll be okay," Lily said with the simple confidence of a child who had been through darkness and emerged into light. Marcus pulled his daughter and his wife close. "Yes," he agreed, "I believe they will." If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue sharing stories of hope, courage, and unexpected love. Remember, sometimes our greatest challenges lead us exactly where we need to be, even if we couldn't see the path forward at first. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, ****.